Hello and crikey kangaroo, mates. I don't know why I said that. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to round 3 of the oNiD Racing Mini Cooper Cup, and by my botched Australian accent saying kangaroo and crikey, mates, we're at Barbagallo. We're revisiting the Australian track here in Perth, right, way down under. I think it'll be morning for them, but on this wonderful afternoon here on Assetto Corsa, we have bright sunshine, clear skies, and very hot temperatures for the Mini Cooper cars to take over the circuit. But alongside me in the comms booth is someone that is an ocean apart from us, but not down under, but kind of across, basically. It's Dominic Barut. Dominic, hello to the America land.
How's it going, everybody? We are hopefully this track gives us some good racing here. But with your botched little kangaroo and crikey, mate, you should have went with put a shrimp on the Barbie. I feel like with Barbagallo. You know, yeah. Barbagallo, Barbie, yeah.
Right.
I think you kind of missed the ball there, my friend.
Just a little bit. It's a little bit. Qualifying is underway for what is the first of 3 races tonight, I do believe.
Yep, we will have 3 sessions tonight.
Very good. 3. Again, with the way AC works, we'll take a brief intermission between these sessions and jump across to another servers. Thanks to our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP, we will be just taking a quick break between the 2 servers and jump the 3 servers, actually, should I say, and jumping in between race sessions. But a lovely quick race tonight, I dare say, sticking to our usual configuration of a 20-minute race with a 10-minute qualification, shorter qualification for race 2 and race 3 as per usual. Only about enough time for a couple of flying laps when we get to the next 2 races. But here, as it stands, we've got just over 7 minutes after qualifying. Even leading the way, 14.7, very closely followed by Mr. Johan Karolzak in P2. Hill for P3, first of the 1-minute 15s, followed by Silva, Hein and Curios. Rounding up the 115s and 16s. Camarillo, new name there, and P8, Nikolakaki. I think I said that right. He very kindly sent me his pronunciation in Discord. Thank you, good sir. Tim Bob P10. I'd say the orders is P11. Was someone, but they've now dropped. But Tim Bob now takes 11th. Eli 12th. Olakers 13th. I've got to say that name very, very, very carefully. Ben Myatt in 14th. Ben Alistair in 15th. The Ben's back to back as it currently stands. Leach now jumping up to 15th and Ben Alistair to 16th. I do need to say that name very carefully down in 13th, don't I, Dominic?
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty difficult one. There's a lot of consonants in there and only one vowel. Two vowels.
I wasn't thinking of it for that reason. I was thinking of the reason of...
I was trying to avoid that reason.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Wonderful. Thank you for trying to avoid that when I didn't. That's just me being me. But it was very close between the top 3, only separated by 0.2 of a second. Thorpe, though, setting a time to be best of the rest in P4 115.1 as he comes across the line. But top 3 nose to tail as it stands, and then 4th, 5th, again, nothing to separate 4th and 5th at the minute. Ash Hill currently on a lap. Let's see if he can improve as he goes down the back straight. Ignore the black box in the middle of your screen. That's wonderful ways to do things. Let's do that for our wonderful commentators to see what I'm doing. A bit helpful. Would be nice if my co-commentator could actually see my stream and see what I'm actually picking out onto YouTube. As Hill comes across the line, doesn't improve sadly. Thorpe actually improves ahead of him just then. Well, marginally improves actually. It was only a bit of a slight improvement of up to 115.125, which I think was a 1.189 last time he set a lap. And Thorpe comes across the line. Stewart's taken a very, very keen eye on drivers extending that final corner. We know last time he raced here in the Formula 4s he had a torrid time of it, but it has been now clamped down. The stewards are very much aware of the shenanigans that occur on that last corner, and the drivers have been told, you do it, you're going to get hefty penalties. Don't do it, it's not worth it. And a few other stern words after that I shan't repeat on stream.
They have already received the finger wagging pre-race, so everything should be all figured out.
That is good. That is a mighty relief. But no one really improving at the minute. Martin Thorpe on a lap. Hill's gone to pits. He'll have enough time to get out again. As we see Thorpe come up the backstretch. So random to see these cars go through this track just so slowly. You think, oh, you can go faster. You can go faster than that, surely.
Yeah, they definitely are not the most rapid of vehicles. I feel like that may also contribute to the lack of necessity to run wide on that last turn.
Yes, exactly.
It may actually be slower in these because the track becomes longer, kind of thing.
It might well be. Well, I say that Kyrgios has just split 4th and 6th now, Thorpe and Hill. Ooh, Sven goes up to P2. Karolzak also has a minor improvement. There is only 1.5 tenths between the top 3.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, that's for sure. The times even come down from their practice session, so I'm wondering if they maybe drop the fuel loads a little bit.
One would imagine so. As do head down to the final couple of minutes, so people in the pits, Kyrgios and Ben Myatt, are going to be a little bit pushed for time if they want to get another lap in. I say about Ben Myatt, he's actually in chat, so hi Ben, get back out on track, you silly sod. Go set a faster lap time, you've got about 3 seconds to make up.
Yep, definitely. He's not too far behind the few people placed in front of him. That's for sure. But he's more towards the tail end of the field, we'd say.
No, so Sven really pushing the track limits there. Might get away with that for now, as we see Leach also just come across the line. Pops himself up into 9th. Very good lap for the Leach, jumping up from the lower parts of the timers. Lower part. What am I saying? Lower part of the time table, should I say? Right. 1 minute left. So everyone is out apart from Ben Myatt. Ben. Well, you're on track. You can go faster than that. I know. I believe in you. Yeah, everyone who is out should be on a valid lap or have enough time to set a lap if they're going to come across the line in the next 50 odd seconds. Alfie Bevan's current pole sitter, 114.4, very good lap from him. Was setting 114.9, so he's fine. He managed to find pretty much half a second in his qualifying session. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is fairly impressive for sure. It's quite a bit that's quite the chunk of time to find.
Absolutely, a track that is pretty much a few corners and a couple of straights. It's quite impressive. Looks like some of the less experienced drivers are finding their feet after the first 2 rounds. The field is getting closer, it is indeed. Top 3 separated by 0.15 of a second. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th and 11th and 12th all in 115s. So they're going to have a wonderful midfield battle there. Bevan does cross the line now. He can't improve on his previous best. I believe Sven is on a lap and I believe it's valid. He isn't showing that he's seen the checkered flag yet on the timing screen, so We'll see what you can do. Thorpe has made a mistake. His name just popped up in red there on the timing table, so he's gone back to pits. We'll stick with Sven. That's a tongue twister there, isn't it? If I ever heard one. So go all the way down.
Yeah, that is quite the tongue twister, actually. Now that I think about it.
Indeed, as we see Sven go through the final turn. Is this going to be an improvement? Borderline good on track limits there. Comes across the line, cannot improve. The only other person that could possibly improve and challenge is Caddles. That comes across the line, is not an improvement. So Alfie Beaver's got pole. Any other people are on a lap of Tim Bob, and Eli was on a lap of Tim Bob's, deciding to turn his Mini Cooper into a ride-on lawnmower. Not quite sure where he's going. He's trying to find the pit lane, I think, and indeed he does.
That was a rather abstract last corner line, we'll say.
It was indeed, and that is that. And we go to a race. Your starting order as it stands: Alfie Beaver on pole, Sven Gelhud in second, Johan Kalzak P3, Martin Thorpe P4, Alexandre Curios P5, Ash Hill P6, James Leach 7th, then it's Jacob Hine, Matt Olkers P9, Cheyenne Chameleon in P10. Dear God, this is setting my mind into overdrive. Zach Silver P11, Alex Nikolakakis in P12, Tim Bob 13th, Adam Eli 40th, Ben Asker 15th, and Ben Meyer rounding the field up in P16. Right, wait for everyone to go to the grid, and as I say that, huzzah, they are all there. About a 30-odd second countdown until we get all the lights out. Let's follow the leader, shall we, Alfie Beaver, as we start the race. That'll be quite cool, as we've got a very unique camera view from the starter's position. So of course we're definitely going to pretend to press the button that says lights out. We're just waiting for everyone to get themselves ready. 20-minute race that follows here, and we see 6 lights on the screen, should I say. Once they all turn red and go out, we'll go away for the first race of the night. 20 minutes, 6 red lights, we hear horns and revs rising. And 16 Mini Coopers are away for the first race of this round. Here at Barbagallo, Alfie Beaver looks to get away well. Will probably hold the lead as they go into turn 1. He is being challenged on the inside though, and may lose the lead as they go through the first turn. Turn 2 will come very quickly for these guys. There it is there. Alfie holds off for now and goes into turn 3, then 4, straight after another. But turn 3 was the outside, but now becomes the inside for the leader. I think they all get through cleanly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody got through there relatively cleanly. Maybe a couple door bangs here and there, but fell into line rather painlessly.
Indeed. Matt, who's that dropping down the order? That's Tim Bob dropping down. Oh, there's an incident!
We just always have to say something.
We have to say something, don't we? I can't keep my trap shut, can I? But as we see the top 3 now breaking away from Martin Thorpe in P4 already, as the leaders are still going at it. They are completely unseparated since they started the race. Oh God, we're going 3 wide. Dear God, help us all. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. Here's we last on late breakers. Carol's going to try it up the inside. Backs out, thinks better of it. Beaver and the Gelhud still going at it and can't figure themselves out, but I think Alfie gets the better of it for now. In the background is a 5-way battle for P4 as well. Jesus Christ, it's happening everywhere. They've still got another 18 minutes to go. lap 2 of what is a 20-minute race. Curious though, sadly dropping down the order, losing 2 places from P6 down to P8. Potentially a small mistake there. Nothing, I say that, and Curious makes a wonderful move up the inside there of Leach. And who's that?
Ran wide in front of Curious right there.
Yeah, Hein decides to go to build some sandcastles on the outside, sadly, and that's going to cost him big time. He's dropped about 5 places after that little excursion. And that will be P11 for him for now, as Curious goes very wide on the exit there. That will be surely noted by the stewards if it were to be reported. There's a change though. Apologies, cut away from that battle with Curious for second place. Karolzak gets a move done on Sven. Sven's going to have to immediately defend. Sorry, I mean Karolzak will have to immediately defend from Sven. He's trying to do it around the outside of turn 4, which will then become the inside for the fast right-hander of turn 5. Can he keep his car there to make the move? He can. They're alongside. They give each other space. Nothing can be done with it as of yet. They resolve their battle until they start battling again, of which they do straight away. Sven up the inside and gets the move done on the penultimate the penultimate long right-hander before the back straight. They're still going at it, dear Lord.
I think Karolzak's actually got the run off the outside, but is going to have to give the space up.
Oh, he goes over and under though, and this might be the inside for turn 1. Still very much there. Sven can't ignore that he's kind of not there. He has to give him space on the inside. Is that move done? That's move done for P2.
Was very well driven right there by Karolzak, actually. It was a good setup.
That was a move in the planning for about a few corners there. Got to see it gets the over-under on last turn and gets the run to turn 1. It's a very long right-hander into turn 1, so had the opportunity to send up the inside and get the better line through. Whew. Right. Everything's calmed down now, for now.
You say that, but we have a really close battle for 10th between Jacob Hein and Zach Silver, as well as for 7th. Well, I say that. And, what is that? Camellia? Kind of ran a little wide right there.
Chameleon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good with names. I apologize.
No, and you know what? As I said that, I could not resist myself humming in my head. It's going to be a move down the back into the final turn. There's contact between 2 cars. That was Hein and Silver.
Yeah, it looked like Jacob maybe tried to send it up the inside and just misjudged that braking point by pretty far and couldn't get her slowed down.
Yeah. It just happened outside of our camera shot, sadly. There was contact from both cars, ended up on the exit of the final turn, sadly. What I was going to say about our P9 runner is that when I see that surname, I can only think of a certain Bananarama song.
Yes, I am very, very well aware of that song as well, and I do have to say it.
I'm sorry,
It
I
has
went
crossed
there.
my mind a few times as well.
That's going to get stuck in my head all evening now, god damn it. Zach Silver, Tim Bob going at it into the penultimate turn. Tim Bob going the over-under on Zach Silver potentially. Was on the outside, tries to get a better run up the inside, but the corner is just so long. Can't really do it through there. Indeed, Karolzak, Rhinoceros thinking corners ahead in that earlier move. Indeed he did. And very smart racing from him for sure. What's Zach doing over there? Might have gone a little bit deep there. But definitely loses out from going wide in that final turn. I think you're...
Yeah, Tim Bob and Zach Silver have been having quite the battle back here.
Yeah, Tim Bob goes wide though through turn 1 and gives it back to Zach. He's going to be kicking himself for that. Right, let's check in with our leaders though. P1, 2 and 3 have basically just pulled away from P4 at the minute, but Karolzak is catching Bevan.
Yeah, they definitely, Bevan hasn't been able to pull the gaps, or the gap out that he usually has in the races that we had last week, so he was able to pull out a few seconds relatively quick, it seems like.
No, absolutely, as they go through the final turn. Lydia D, it's going to be nice to show with all these little hills. Curious to see if we can have some camera changes on inside the cars. You ask, you shall receive! As we follow Karolzak inside of his car, trying to chase down Alfie Bevan. You can see how these cars are very, very slow in the cars, but when you see him outside on the track, they do seem like to be going incredibly fast and incredibly close racing. But we'll see if we can follow Karolzak through this little middle sector. And all there is now of the rest of this lap is this long right-hander. See if we can dive up the inside. No, thinks better of it. Stays put for now, but definitely has Bevan in his sights. As Bevan runs right, he immediately goes defensive. This is Karolzak's opportunity. What a time to jump on board as a battle away for P1 here. And this is the race lead, and this is for all the glory. Bevan squeezes Karolzak to the outside. It gives exactly a car's width to him, and they're going to end up side by side down the main straight. Who's going to be last of the late breakers? But I fear Karolzak will just have the pace, or not. Alfie Bevan makes it back up the inside.
Yeah, Alfie did a good job of not allowing Karolzak to get the cut back on him coming out of that last turn. And was able to stay up the inside and just was able to hold the position going into the first turn there.
Absolutely. 10 and a half minutes to go of this first of 3 20-minute races. If you're loving what you're seeing here, guess what? You're in for a treat. You get to do it 2 more times tonight.
Yes, most definitely. We got 2 more races, and the way the second and third races are set up is the first 5 finishers of this first race will not qualify for the second race, and then same thing for the second and third race.
Indeed. So at the minute, Bevan, Karolzak, Gelhuid, I hope I'm saying that name right, Gelhuid, Sven, third, I was going to say Sven, that's easier, Thorpe and Hill. As if it were to stay the way it is, those top 5 drivers will not qualify in the qualifying session for race 2 and will start at the back of the grid. So
it's looking like Bevan and Karolzak are just starting to edge away from Sven there in third place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks like they're most definitely pushing each other forward and into a higher pace, let's say.
No, absolutely. It's definitely Karolzak and Bevan versus the rest, but this race anyway. We'll see what happens next race, as they will inevitably start from the back of the grid if things stay the way they are. A lot can happen in 9 minutes, as we see Kyrgios having a go up the inside of Hill, and Hill immediately coming back for the cutback. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's
battle.
Pretty funny seeing that happen, where 2 passes are made in 1 turn because the turn's so long and the cars are just not fast enough to cover enough ground quickly.
Absolutely. And is Hill going to do the same thing on this corner? Yes, he is. He's got on the onboard of that. That was an amazing camera shot there as he gets cut back through the last corner.
That was really good. That was right up on the rear bumper. Couldn't have been closer.
You call it cutback, he was literally cutting the rear of his car off.
And there's not a whole lot back there, so he's getting it close.
It is getting very close. They remain side by side to is turn 2, 3, and then will all become 4. You see if you
A little bit of a bump there.
Yeah, it's
but,
a little bit, and they're giving each other space. And they managed to figure it. No, still haven't figured it out yet. They're still going to run side by side down into turn 5 or 6. A very short, or not short track, but a very cornerless track. This Barbagallo circuit is.
It is a very fun track, though. I feel like it's suited pretty well for these cars.
Fast and flowing, and it's all about momentum. You lose one bit of momentum, you're just going to drop down the order. As Hill yields to Curious, but then look in the background, Leach is wanting to have a bit of this as well. It's going to become a three-way battle for 8th, 7th and 6th respectively.
Yeah, I think that lap that Hill and Curious drove side by side definitely slowed him down and allowed the Leach just to draw right back up onto him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Carol's closing the gap again with just under 7 minutes to go. 0.3 of a second behind Bevan, who's now starting his 10th lap. We have also got a battle. Have we got a battle further down the field? We do. Tim Bob and Zach Silver for 11th and 12th. Let's give these guys some a bit of airtime, shall we? As they fight it out to decide who is the best of the back runners. Well, I say back runners, not quite the back runners, but a bit down there nonetheless.
Yeah, these guys have, if I remember correctly, they were going at it about 5 minutes into the race, so they have definitely carried this battle on for a majority of this race, it seems like.
Indeed, Zach Silver goes up the inside of penultimate corner, only for Tim Bob to get the cutback and be on the inside line for the final turn.
I feel like this is probably how the majority of their race has gone. A pass, a cutback, a pass, and so on.
Speaking of which, Ash Hill and Leach going at it. So Leach has caught up to these guys, and he gets drifting in that Mini Cooper through the first turn.
Yep, front-wheel drive cars are not known for their drifting abilities, but it is possible.
Oh, and gets a big clout the curb there, does Hill. Goes up onto 2 wheels.
Yeah, there's a few curbs on this track that are not so friendly to the Mini Coopers. What are they, like 14-inch wheels, I think?
Something ridiculous like that.
They're not big. They're very small.
As we stay on board, let's jump on board of this battle. James Leach gets the cut back on Hill up in the penultimate corner. And is that going to be move done? Potentially. His car's whining away. And Hill's going to have another look up the inside. Gets the very late move on the right. May have had a slight bump there with Leach.
And even with that little bit of a bump, Leach was able to keep the distance relatively close as he goes up and gives him a little bump back.
Little love tap. It's fine. You can get away with it in these cars, but anything more than that, you'll be risking a spin or an incident, which you definitely don't want to see. It's entertaining for your wonderful viewers on the YouTube, but for these racers, they'll easily get annoyed with each other. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, aside from that first lap, little tussle between, what was it, 3 of them, there hasn't really been too many spin or off track.
They've been relatively good. We've had that one incident with 3 cars at the start of the race, but apart from that, we've been alright. It's been cool, calm and collected, and we've seen some great battles up and down the field continuously throughout this race. Speaking of which, Tim Bob and Zach Silver still trading places and deciding who gets to be the P11 driver.
I think it's just going to come down to who's made the last pass before the finish line.
No, yeah.
I don't think either one of them's going to be able to get away from the other one. think their pace is just too similar.
Absolutely. Oh, there's a little love tap between the two. Door banging is not recommended, but is doable in these cars. And oh, that's a bit more than a door bang. Zach Silver turning into the corner and realising that Tim Bob was there.
Yep, I think there was a little miscommunication or a loss of
going at it.
yeah, they're just bumping each other in each turn now.
They're not go-karts, guys. They don't belong. They may look like they belong at a fairground, but they are racing on a track.
I suppose if both of them are having a good time, it's all fun.
Absolutely. We'll jump back with Hill and Leach, the P6 and P7 respectively. They're side by side into the final turn, but Leach, I think, yields a little bit there to Hill. Oh, has there been a change for lead? Karolczak's in lead. Alfie Beaven, he's made a mistake.
Yeah, he must have gone wide, or maybe there was possibly contact.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I literally just saw the position change and a 1.5 second gap between the two. Something happened there. Didn't quite catch it, sadly.
Looked like Beaven was coming from the outside of the track, so he definitely got to the outside somehow. Whether he was pushed or jumped, we don't know.
No idea. Only racing rules state if you're involved in events that you keep on driving regardless and let the stewards sort it out afterwards. Well, let the drivers report it and then the stewards sort it out. But yeah, Karolczak now in the lead. However that happened, Karolczak is your new race leader.
Yes, it is definitely smarter just continuing on, even if you did unintentionally make contact. The yielding on track usually doesn't pay off for the best regarding the other drivers who don't realize that an incident has occurred and then come up on you at racing speed and don't know that you're trying to slow down for somebody.
Ash Hill though fighting with Leach again, gets it done around the outside of the final turn, and they all stay status quo as Leach goes drifting again. You're not supposed to do that in a Mini Cooper. Just bumper to bumper through turn 2 and 3.
I was about to say, I don't think they could get much closer than that.
I don't think you could put a piece of paper in between those two bumpers. I don't think it would fit.
Yep, I think we could just call that a mini XL.
Yeah, absolutely. As they go through the turn, Karolczak. Ooh, will there be one more lap? 7, 6, 5 for last lap.
Oh, no, I don't believe so. Just missed it.
It is on final lap. And that's it. That is race over. Karolczak is your winner of race 1 of 3 here tonight. Beaven.
And Leach going up the inside on the very last turn.
Indeed he did. His top 5 have finished. Karolczak, Beaven, Sven, and it was just changing on the line as well. It was Leach who got 6th. That was a photo finish.
That was very close on the line.
Absolutely. Tim Bob, though, the battle between him and Zach Silver seems to have figured itself out. I think Zach Silver may have made a mistake somewhere. He's dropped about 2 seconds behind, so robbed of a battle there, sadly. 13th will be Matt in Matt's Olikers in 13th. Ben Meyer, wonderful Ben, in P14 will come across the line to take a very thoroughly well-deserved result.
Got a little bit of a, what was that, 4/10? Oh, I thought Ben may have went for a Superman send on the last turn, but thought better of it.
Absolutely. And 15th, Adam Ely, and then Ben Arston in P16th, and that is the end of race 1. Oh, we've got 2 races to go. I'm already knackered.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was good close racing. I like the style of racing this track is presenting us with.
Could not agree more. Fantastic, battling up and down the field, and we're going to be treated to it in another 5 minutes before the next server goes live. Let's see in those 5 minutes if we can drag anyone down, because admin reviews is the thing. Let's we get Jay behind down with
Yeah, definitely. He should be there.
second place is Jacob, wasn't he?
No. Bevan and Carlzak were 1 and 2. Yeah. Carlzak is he's there. Well, that's the bottom. For me, at least.
Johan, it's Aidan and Dominic in the comms booth. Congratulations, race winner for the first race here at Barbagallo. How did that go for you?
I wasn't expecting it. I mean, we were very close during the core part of the race. I made a mistake and the gap dropped to 1 second, 1 second and a few tenths. And I definitely wasn't expecting him to lose it here. If he had to do it, I think he would have done when I was pressuring. But not this lap, so I was a bit thrown out of my focus. But I'll take it.
Fair enough.
I'll take it. I already have the equation to go bumper to bumper with him.
Oh bless. Well, we did see that you were following the leader, and suddenly there was a position change about 2 or 3 minutes ago. What happened there? There was a...
Oh, okay. I think he slightly overshot the braking at turn 1.
Right, that's what happened. We missed it because we were focusing on another battle down further the field. We didn't actually expect him to make a mistake, so we kind of missed it. But thank you for providing that clarification.
All around, I think he lost around 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because we had 1 second gap and he got out of the gravel. We were at steady pace, 1.4 behind. Yeah, so it's a tiny mistake. If we take into account the race is 20 minutes, losing 2.5 seconds. But I had, for once, I was close enough to benefit from it.
Very good, Johan. Hopefully we'll see you back up there in the second race. What are your hopes? Are you going to aim for that second race win?
Race win? I don't think so, because I feel very good in traffic.
Fair enough. We'll see. We'll chuck you back up. We'll chuck you back up to the voice channel with all the other drivers. Thank you for talking with us. We kind of dragged you down here without warning. So we will bring you back up to there he goes. That's him. I think he wasn't ready for that because we caught him very much unawares. So nonetheless, your race winner there for the first race there at Barbagallo. 2 more to do. As we said, we're just waiting the server to launch from our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP.
Yeah, nothing like being cut off and just pulled down into a random chat.
Just without context as well. It's like, hi, you're in the comms booth. Haha.
I hope you weren't talking to anybody.
Hope you weren't talking to anybody. Huzzah. So, who else can we drag down? Shall we?
How about Ben?
Yeah. Do you want to do the honours? You don't have admin privileges, do you? Oh no.
I do not have those lucky skills.
Are we ready? Are you ready to do the dragging?
Yes, most definitely.
Ben, it's Aidan and Dominic in the com box.
Yeah, right there.
Got you.
You got this habit of grabbing me in the middle of.
I'm sorry, we've got 5 minutes to wait. I need to fill the gap.
I was just explaining the ranking system to
Which is, you can explain to them in due course. You want to check in with you. How was that race for you? P13, P14?
14, I think. Yeah, had a really good first half of the first lap. Got a great run off of the little turn right down to the hairpin, and then on the inside a load of people, but couldn't hold it and got clattered. So ended up driving at the back.
Yeah, we saw.
It happens. They're twitchy cars. Surprisingly twitchy for what they are, to be honest. But those tiny wheels that.
Tiny wheels and like a downforce. Whack a wing
That's
on it.
such good fun, mate. Such good fun, mate. Yeah, it was good fun.
Good stuff. Next race, you got two more races. 5 of those cars. The next race won't be qualifying. So you'll get automatic promotion there. So,
I have the names. It's Johan, Alfie, Sven, Alexandre, and Martin Thorpe.
They won't be qualifying in next race. So that's an automatic 5 positions for you. But
given those 5, I don't think it's an automatic 5 positions for me.
Okay.
Might be in qualifying. It's not going to be in the race.
I will rephrase. It's an automatic 5 positions in qualifying.
Yeah.
They'll probably all have you in the first turn.
Absolutely. Everyone's using Alfie's setup as well, so it's apart from me, ironically.
Oh well, there you go. That's your answer. You're not using.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. You're not using setup. What are you doing? Oh my god.
I didn't like his setup for me. It was, but he's come up with a quite. I don't know if you watched his video. He came up with a quite strange setup that means the car's actually crabbing down the straight.
Oh wow.
Like if you watch his video on the Discord, it's left hand down when he's got in a straight line from the setup.
He's got a little bit of a oval setup going on now, huh?
But I mean, everything works for Alfie, so it's.
Yeah, I swear he could set a fast lap in a shopping cart.
Yeah, mine's running straight, but has a little bit. I think I've got a little bit more traction in some of the corners, but I don't have the natural ability. So I have fun. I run around at the back. It's all good.
Alfie's natural ability is not normal.
Exactly.
I don't know how to explain his ability other than it's superhuman.
Carlzak is even showing the same strange natural ability.
Yep. I think Alfie's probably enjoying having someone to compete with.
Yeah, it's definitely nice and fun watching the battle for the lead.
Yep, so we've got
trading places up and down the field for everyone that was in the battle, basically. Right, Ben, we'll chuck you back up to voice channel so you can hear the ranking system to the drivers. Have a good second race. We'll keep an eye out for you.
Cheers, man. Have a good one.
Oh, I love dragging people down at an absolute win. Let's check in with chat.
It's like clockwork with Ben. We always seem to catch him off guard. It's awesome.
Absolutely, it's so much fun. Let's check in with chat. Thank you guys. Lydia, Mama, Effie is in the house. Yes, I think yes. Val Mathor Gaming, good first race. Back close battles. Let's see what the next one has to offer. Absolutely could not agree more. Great battles, great race, great battle, says Rhinoceros. The Greek guy in 29 had a quiet one in terms of coverage, but I'm rooting for it. The man feels the car like few do, and the man feels the car like few do, and it will pay off. I had to read that a couple of times, but yes, I could not agree with you. Yeah, come on, 29. Metalhead Parky agrees. Definitely some nice bumpy cars in there. Yeah, we don't endorse it, but it's doable. A bit of door banging for a bit of hard racing is always good entertainment.
I think it comes with the nature of the car track combination, the lack of overall power and torque for getting off the corners. Just makes it so you have to kind of get right up underneath somebody, and I think that's just naturally leads to that door banging and bumper rubbing.
Well, I'll tell you what, the second server has some life. We'll go back to track and see what these guys are doing.
Yes, let's most definitely back in there.
It's currently free practice for another 3 minutes or so. We'll just wait for everyone to join the server, and then once everyone has done so, the server will proceed to a 5-minute qualifying. So nice one-shot qualifying session, only about 2 laps in. If that really, you might only get 1 in after they do an outlap, but nonetheless it'll be a 1-lap shootout without the top 5 from last race. So we have just heard from our wonderful Ben Myatt, and he did say the names, I can't remember them, so we will see who doesn't qualify, and then that's and we'll know who's not qualifying. 2.5 minutes after free practice. Dominic, your predictions, good sir, what do you think? Who will come out on top at the second race finish?
Well, Karlzak and Bevan obviously have the pace on the rest of the field. It's just going to be a matter of how they come through the field. As Karlzak said, Bevan does typically show a fairly good sense of coming through the pack. He seems to get up to the front without problems relatively quick. So I'm going to put my money on Bevan, even though it's probably the safest bet.
Money on Bevan is the safest bet. I'd take that, actually, to be fair. I'm with you on that one. I think Bevan's going to have a storm of a race. He'll cut through the field, and he'll just take it by storm again. Hopefully not making a mistake to give Karlzak the lead. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, unfortunate mistake there for Alfie in that last lap. Not last lap. Sorry, it was the last race. It was the third last lap, should I say?
Yeah, so it was definitely nice getting some clarification on what actually happened there. I was surprised when he said that he actually went into the gravel, though. I definitely didn't see that bit. So he must have missed that braking zone by a relatively large margin, I'd say.
Yeah, sadly so. Just waiting for 2 more cars to join with about 50 seconds to go. And then we'll have the full field back with us for the second qualifying of the 3 race sessions this evening. Spurs, Papadas. Go, Alex! Alex, where's Alex? Alex, where are you? There you are.
Nikolakakis.
Yeah, Nikolakakis, there we go. I had to think of the surname for a minute. Yes, Nikolakakis, absolutely. The Greek driver is named Nikolakakis, so what I've been told. Very Greek name, Nikolakakis. I can actually say it now, Nikolakakis, without any issues, Nikolakakis, can't I? Anyway, I'm showing off at this point.
Only took to the third round of with three races per round.
Thank you, Dominic.
Nobody's counting though, so don't worry.
No one's counting apart from you. I've missed your company. Good news is we do have all drivers back in the race server. Tim Bob just joining there at the bell to make it a 15. Oh no, sorry. Chameleon joining is the last one that we were expecting to make it a 16-car field, and everyone's back for some more racing action.
Yep, let's see how the times turn out here and see who puts it up on the pole without the top 5 qualifying from the last race.
Yeah, absolutely. This one will really mix things up with the top 5 at the back, and also what we've seen also this season is that if people do invalidate their laps and can't set a lap time, they find themselves starting at the back anyway in these shorter qualifying sessions. So that again will also mix things up and potentially give the top 5 drivers from last race a bit of a boost.
Yeah, definitely with the limited amount of time, it definitely puts the pressure on the drivers to go out there and stay within the track limits and drive within the margins.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough. It is a tough one, Mr. Papadas. I got it spot on. Thank you very much. I will take that and run for the hills. And half a tenth between second and third last race. Absolutely could not agree more. It's these margins are very close, and these drivers definitely have a lot of respect for each other and are able to race closely come the race. But the qualifying times just was absolutely insane. Good evening, Netrax. Thank you for joining. Pleasure to have you. As we now get away for the qualifying session. Who's out on track first? It will be Mr. Hine himself, leading the way for this 5-minute qualifying session. Everyone pretty much needs to get out pretty sharpishly to definitely guarantee one flying lap. Some of these earlier runners that come out on track will probably be guaranteed a second flying lap if they are quick enough.
Yeah, I think that is definitely the technique, is be ready to go, and the second that thing lets you out, get on it and try to get the first one out there so you're not stuck behind anybody and having to give up any more time. Trying to maximize your, how would you say, your chance of getting a second lap.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see, 16th placed Oliver's having to return to pits, so he'll have to get out again pretty sharpishly to be sure of a guaranteed fast lap. As we see everyone out that's supposed to be out, apart from, there we go, Ben Asker. Now everyone is now out on track with the set their laps, as Hein will ignore that time, or ignore the times on the boards for now. They're out laps, so they're not wholly representative. What is representative of the laps these guys are starting as of now.
Yeah, the outlap is definitely going to be a little bit slower. Counts the time from a dead stop in the pits, so obviously you'll be off pace, plus the cold tires.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely second laps for these guys. So Hein, Hill, Bob Leach, and potentially Camillian will get another lap. Although I did see a car exit stage right in the background there. I think they might have kept going.
Another thing to also take into account is the dynamic track. The grip level right now is only at 91%, so these guys are going to be running, we'll say, slower times compared to what their times were represented in the last race as well. It will continue to gain more grip as more laps are put down.
Absolutely, as we will await those laps to come tumbling down. 1:17.8 for Hein. 1:17. So we'll see what everyone else does. Leach 1:16.9. New fastest time for James Leach. Only driver in the 1:16 so far.
Yeah, definitely being able to break into the 1:16s and has a, what was that, about a half a second over second place there.
Good lap from there for James Leach. We'll see what Olikers, Silver and Myatt can do. They're just starting laps actually, so these guys will probably only get the one flying lap in. I might get two actually. Well, Ben Myatt will probably get another flying lap in with 1.5 minutes left on the clock, depending on how quick his lap is. I was about to say how slow his lap is. Poured myself from saying it from being minorly offensive.
What are you trying to get at?
I don't know. I know. That's a Matt Olikers. Olkers. I'm gonna say Olkers.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's an I in there.
No, Matt Olkers. I said Olikers. What am I saying Olikers for? Matt Olkers jumped up to 7th, and then Tim Bob pips into P7 and has now dropped back down to P8. Ben Myatt, what are you doing, good sir? You have about 30 seconds left and you'll get another lap in, but I think you've invalidated because it's not showing at the bottom of our screens. So one more chance to bend a second lap, and then that will be it. Oh, hello, who's going very wide down the grass? Who was that? That's Ben Asker. Well, that's his qualifying completely over. He will start P11th because he won't get another lap in. But I don't see any improvements as of yet, sadly. James Leach leading the way of 1:16.8. A slight improvement from his last lap by about 1/10. But we'll come across the line. Olkers is finished his lap there. P3 for Jacob Heinlein jumps up to third, and Zach Silver then jumps up to third. As I say that, Kamalian, good time in P2, but I think that's going to be your starting order. Leach, Kamalian, Silver, Hein, Hill, Nicola Kaki. Oh, Jesus. Nicola Kakai.
What happened? You had it.
I had it. I did have it. Nicola Kaki.
Nicola Kakis.
Kakis, sorry, I missed the S. It's not showing on the timing tower. That's what confused me. Nicola Kakis. Adam Eli, though, is still on a lap. We'll see if he can improve his 1 minute 19. Gets onto the start and finish straight, comes across the line for 1 minute 18, but sadly is an improvement in time, but not an improvement in position. Your starting order for this second 20-minute race of the evening: James Leach on pole, Cameron Lee in second, Zach Silver third, Hein fourth, Hill fifth, Nicola Kakis sixth, Olkers seventh, Tim Bob 8th, Adam Eli 9th, Ben Meyer in 10th, 11th Ben Asker, Alfie Bevan P12th, ignore me in P13th. I will not start the race as the way the AC works, it's just simply wonderful. But P13 will be Martin Thorpe, P14 Sven Galhood, P15 Johan Kalozak, P16 Alexandre Curios. So, we get to do it all over again.
Yes, most definitely another 20-minute race. Should be pretty exciting. Hopefully we get just as close racing in this second race as we did in the first one.
Well, again, I'll just jump on with the leader, which is a pole sitter, which is James Leach. We'll see if they can make up some time. People already revving their engines in excitement. As we do await the timer on the top left of your screen to count down. 30 seconds left until we see the lights out for the second 20-minute race of 3 20-minute races tonight. People beeping their horns already. They're just showing off seeing everyone on stream. How dare they? So, as we see,
I do like that they have the light or the horns.
Very classic retro horns, aren't they? Oh, be quiet, you quit it. 6 red lights are on. Engines are revving away, and it is lights out for the second 20-minute race here for round 3 at Barbagallo of the oNiD Racing Mini Cooper Cup. James Leach gets away well, has the outside line, but is going to be challenged on the inside. Meanwhile, on the background, 3 wide for P3. As look at that going up the inside in the blue car for the podium position, but makes contact with another car. There's a smattering of cars as 29 makes contact. And is that going to be... Oh, God, they're bouncing above the curb. That's a massive incident in the background. That's Hein. That's Hill. That's a lot of people. That's Nicola Kakis. Nicola Kakis.
I'm pretty sure I saw the bottom of somebody's car there.
As did I, absolutely. But Nicola Kakis dropping down the order. Down to P15. Bevan, no. P3.
Oh, wow. Already P3.
I mean, take benefit of the situation, but he is up there. And he's charging away in the background, though. Thorpe is in a bit of a cluster of cars there, fighting away for 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th. Behind them, Matt Olikers, I can't say that name correctly. Matt is fighting away for P11 now with Adam Eli. Eli. Adam's going to have me for that. As they go across the line. Up ahead, though, Curios and Kalozak having a brilliant little fight there. And up ahead of them as well, Sven and Tim Bob going at it, but Sven getting the better of Tim for now. No real breakaways at the minute. Alfie Bevan still in third, having to hunt down Zach Silver.
I just want to say, I feel like the yellow one's faster. We got 3 of them in the front. We need ballast.
we do need guys. Alfie Beaver's up into second. That's a move on Zach Silver, a very good one nonetheless. Sends it up the inside and Zach Silver can't do much about it. Savage, says Rhinoceros, absolutely. Completely savage of that little turn 3 ding dong we saw. In the background though, Sven and Chameleon going at it. Sven getting the better of him for now. Background Tim Bob and Karolzak going at it, with Tim Bob having to defend from Karolzak. That's a move up the inside, very well done from Johan. Oh, there's big contact between the two into the turn. Come on, guys.
Yep, that was quite a significant contact right there.
Indeed, Tim Bob losing out because of it, because he loses a place to Kyrgios as well. Just goes to show when you lose when Emerson got offline, it does cost you around here. It costs you big time.
Yeah, most definitely need the momentum to stay up as high as possible while you're driving these cars.
Absolutely. Kyrgios going very wide there into the penultimate corner. And yes folks, it is a corner. That one is a very long right-hander. You don't think it's a corner, but it is. Is Kyrgios going to stay ahead? For now, he is. Up ahead though, Karolzak and Chameleon going at it for 5th and 6th, and look at this, Kyrgios will now be in the battle for P6 if he can get a good run down into first turn. No, he can't. Wait a minute, yes he can, as Chameleon goes wide. Tries to get the cut back, can't do anything about it, tucks in behind and says, oh no, I say that, he goes to the grass on the inside, loses control of the car for a moment but then regains it. Although there is not much speed you can lose in these cars apart from the momentum that you might lose.
Yeah, when you lose the rear end on these things, it just totally kills your momentum. You pretty much are at a dead stop and have to completely start over, it feels like.
Absolutely, as we see in the background, Chameleon losing out to Tim Bob. He's going to have the inside for the next turn is Tim. As he comes down to the braking zone, quarter of an hour to go of this 20-minute race, and I am already out of breath. Tim Bob up the inside of Chameleon. There's a change for third up ahead. Sven making the move on Silver, and Silver also under threat from Karolzak. Karolzak makes up the inside of Zach Silver.
Yeah, Karolzak actually turned a 1:15 last lap. I'm pretty sure everybody around turned a 1:16, so he's trying to get up there to be even, I think.
That's a big jump on the curb. That is Karolzak. Not Zach Silver, sorry, around.
I think Kyrgios might have been caught up in that as well, because Kyrgios was straight out right behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Silver taking car to the air, basically. Those cars can fly, and when they do, it's quite spectacular.
Yeah, as I was saying in the first race, there's a few curbs out here that just these cars and the curb do not agree with each other.
Absolutely. There is going to be a battle for the lead though. Beaven and Leach going at it. Alfie Beaven with 13.5 minutes to go is challenging for the race lead. He might just have it up into the first turn, inside line, as they go through the final turn. And he's about a car length ahead. No, he isn't. He's still got to defend from Leach. Leach will try and get cut back up the inside. Beaven parks it on the apex. Literally uses his rear bumper as a rolling roadblock, and that's P1 for Beaven for now. Leach will come back up in the inside. That's not a place to overtake there. And thinks better of it.
I think Beaven caught Leach out right there. I don't think Leach was expecting him to take such a wide entry.
No, neither. I don't think I would have expected that, to be fair. But I can only commentate. And there's contact! That's contact between Leach and Bevan. Bevan's going to drop down to second. I think
Quite the save right there.
that was quite the save. I think Leach, even though he's lost momentum, is going to lose the lead anyway. And look at this. That brings Sven back up into the order. And look at that. Kalozak as well. It's a four-way battle for the podium positions.
Yeah, I definitely think Leach may have lifted off there and realized he had done wrong.
Dear freaking God. Well, it is the top four in a minute and the rest, so these guys will continue to battle. Up the inside goes Karolzak on Leach for P3, but Leach looks like to get the cutback. He's going to be the outside for this turn, but then will become the inside for the next one. But sadly won't be able to potentially hang it around the outside. This time he goes wide onto the grass and loses a little bit of momentum there. Bad to worse for Mr. Leach himself. It's going to be a bit of a recovery drive for him if he wants to stay up in the top three.
Yeah, I think he's definitely trying to match these guys' pace and lines. Trying to maybe possibly learn something. Seems that Leach is, I'd say, what, around maybe like 10th position is what he is finished regularly. So he's definitely in a good position to learn some stuff.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go to a three-way battle for 9th, 8th and 7th as all these three cars of Silver, Curios and Chameleon go down the back straight. Please don't make it three wide, Zach. For the love of God, don't do it. Don't. There you go. Stay put for now. Nope, you're going to make it three wide. Oh dear God. That happened.
You thought he wouldn't?
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Zach Silver does
Out
make
of everybody on the track.
Out of everyone to make something three wide, it's going to be Zach Silver, isn't it? But he does get the move done on Chameleon for 8th. And he's going to challenge for 7th from Curios now. He's going to go around the outside of turn 2, if he then comes inside for 3, but then immediately comes the outside for 4. But it's not going to stop him going around the outside. Can't make it work. Doesn't have the momentum though to make it onto the inside of turn 5. 7 turns here, I do believe.
Yeah, that was 5.
Yeah, and then into turn 6.
I had to look at the track map. Track map.
Thank God, as they go into turn 6. And all... Not yawning because I'm bored, just yawning because I'm absolutely shattered. This race is thoroughly interesting. Please ignore me. Don't ignore me, I'm the commentator. As we see Zach Silver looking at the inside of Curios 6, better of it for now. May have the run up into turn 1. He does. Gets the car half alongside. It's going to be the last of the later breakers, and it's not going. It is going to be Zach.
Question mark?
Yeah, question mark? Yeah, absolutely. As he gets up the inside. But can't make anything of it. Excuse me, goes around. The old car going very wide in the background. That's Ulkers. Going very wide in the background, dropping down the order, but we'll just keep it going for now.
Yeah, I was just actually looking at the back, and Nikola Kakis is making a good drive back after that mistake in the beginning, or I don't know if it was his fault or if he got pushed down to that curb, but he definitely ended up way off track and was far behind. So it's nice to see he's up to 13th now.
Sadly so, very unfortunate mistake there for not a mistake, but an incident for Nikola Kakis. Most notably though, Alfie Bevan hasn't dropped everyone like he usually does.
No, definitely not. Karlzak is actually up to 3rd, so he has found his way through the pack relatively quickly. He's got still just under half of the race left. to try to get up there and challenge.
Wonderful recovery drive from Kawasaki as well. Again, one of those drivers being involved in the first lap incident there.
Yeah, definitely good to see that he was able to stay relatively close to Bevan coming through even with that.
Absolutely. Well, we'll also just jump down the order to Tim Bob. Sadly, dropping down the order was Tim. Gets absolutely sent up the inside by Zach Silver, and then gets the cutback, as Zach Silver usually likes to do with when he races. But the gap was there, and rightly so he took it. But losing on the back foot again because Tim Bob got the better drive through the corner.
Yeah, that last turn, it almost seems that the outside to in, like the actual cutback, is the faster way through the turn rather than if you're to try to dive up the inside of somebody, because you just lose so much entry speed.
Absolutely, I say that. Zach Silver sends it up the inside again in the final turn and gets the position back from Tim Bob. Right, let's check in with the second and third cars. Alfie Beaver's now got a second gap to Sven and Johan, but this little battle here for second and third is now starting to brew. Just under 6.5 minutes left.
Yeah, definitely. Karlzak is drawn up onto the back of Sven there. He was about 1.2 seconds behind last lap, so that margin's come down quite a bit.
Indeed, and now side by side going down into the final turn. Tries to go for the cutback, does Sven, but Karlzak plants it on the apex and stops him from cutting back up the inside with the momentum.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few good park jobs on the apex where they just totally shut that crossover down and just make the other person have to secede that position completely.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's a fantastic move for Karlzak there up into P2, but now 1.5 seconds is the lead for Alfie Beaven over these two drivers here. Battles happening up and down the field though. It's checking with Jacob Hine as he's going to have to start defending from Tim Bob now. These guys, or these 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th and 12th basically, continuously trading positions for the past God knows how many minutes and how many laps.
I would say probably from the green flag. It seems that this group has just not been able to, not one of them been able to make a breakaway from the rest of them.
Oh, absolutely. But look at this, 11th, 10th and 9th. It's only about 7 car lengths separating them. And it's still, we've got about 4.5 minutes left. It's just incredible these guys are still having the battles they're having. Say that. Chameleon goes up to the inside, makes a bit of a hash of it though, and Hill was actually able to capitalise off Tim Bob, because Tim Bob got caught out on the exit from the car trying to overtake him.
Yeah, Tim Bob definitely got double passed right there. He got the short end of the stick, it seems like.
Absolutely, and look at this, up to the inside goes. There's Hill, but can't make anything of it into turn 1. So go through 2, 3 and 4. And still got to look it around the outside. Can he get it? Can he keep it on the outside? The inside will eventually become the inside. And that was a fantastically planned move. Manages to keep it around the outside. Outside becomes the inside and gets the position. Oh, who's that going off in the background? That's Matt. Oh, gets 2 wheels on the dirty stuff and loses out completely. Oh! Speaking of,
a great battle going on for second place here.
Yes,
between Sven and Karlzak.
Yeah, just spotted that as they're going to go side by side into the first turn. And they're going to stay side by side through the first turn. Dear Lord, they're inseparable.
Yep, the big beneficiary here is Bevan. He's just thinking, yep, go on guys, keep battling it out, and I'll just keep driving it away. You can see the gap between first and second's already increased by another 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be rubbing his hands with glee. Well, hoping he's not rubbing his hands, because that means he would have to take him off the steering wheel. But
Look, ma, no hands.
look, right, no hands. At this point, you could just do a Verstappen like he did at Spa. Can I have a practice pit stop, please?
Yeah, you think he'll come in on the last lap for the fast lap? New set of softs.
Dear God, in the lead, that's what probably really. But these guys are going to continue battling for best of the rest. Sven around the outside, can he make that work? Has to give space though, and in the background, Leach also using a lot of curb there. We'll definitely keep an eye on that. As
I think he's benefiting from their battle as well, isn't he? He's been able to close back up on him.
absolutely, this is absolutely fantastic news for James Leach. He's going to be absolutely rubbing his hands with glee seeing these guys fight, and he might be able to get some scraps if anything goes sideways.
Thorpe's made his way back up to 5th too, if I remember correctly. He finished 5th in the first race, so he didn't qualify, so that's a good drive for him coming all the way through the pack.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on actually. Could not agree with you more. It's a very, very fantastic performance for Thorpe as Karolzak and Sven go very wide. And Sven loses that completely, and just as I said, Leach is trying to collect the scraps. This could be 3rd place for Leach.
Yeah, definitely not going to shy away from that opportunity.
Let's jump on board with Leach and see what he can do up into the final turn. So he thinks better of it for now. Oh, he's got front row seats for this. This is insane. This is brilliant.
Looks like Sven got a little bit more curb than he might have wanted to there.
Yeah, but sadly, James can't do anything about it. Has to try and takes a bit of a wider line to get a good run through the corner.
It looks like the crossover is very strong on these cars, or the over-under, if you will.
The cutback, yeah, absolutely. Right there is James. He's pushing like an absolute madman, a man on a mission as well.
Yeah, there's 24 seconds left in this race, so let's see. This will be the last lap. There's no way Alfie is going to make it to the end, so
no,
this is for all the marbles.
It is absolutely. This will be the last lap, as Alfie will come across the line to take the win. He will hang fire for now for 3rd and 4th. That's all still to play for, and indeed they are going to go side by side into the final corner. Who's going to get it? Alfie's going to take the race to win. 2nd will go to Karolzak. This is going to be on the line. Who's going to get it? Sven runs wide. Is he going to hold off the 3rd? He is, just by half a car length.
That was good. We still have battles all the way down the pack though. Looks, no, not quite enough for Ashiel to make a move on. Hines there going into the last turn, but definitely still quite close.
Absolutely, as Hine comes across the line, followed by Hill. That's all good. No other big battles really happening up and down the field. They're all spread out, and that, I'd say, is that. Matt Olkers coming across the line for 14th. Ben Myatt will bring up 15th. And wonderful Ben Asker, sadly, pretty much a lap down at this point, bless him. We'll wait for him to come across the line.
I believe, was he involved in that first?
I think
the first lap. Yeah, I believe so.
Sadly so. You'll come across the line for P16. And that was your 2nd race of the night.
Another really good one, that's for sure.
It was absolutely crazily insane.
I want to say we have the same 5 top finishers.
Beaver and Karolzak, Sven, Leach and Thorpe. Yeah, we do. That's crazy.
Yeah, Leach was up there in the first one too, correct?
Yes, he was. The only difference in between the two is Karolzak was the winner and Beaver the 2nd. Apart from that, is it just a copy and paste result from last race? in third, fourth, and fifth?
I believe so.
Oh damn, that's something.
I think everybody's pace is definitely just falling perfectly into line there, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Could not agree with you more on that one. That's scarily exact, isn't it?
and not to mention it, and it's not even like it wasn't close racing either. It was, you know, just as close as the first one. It just happened to finish the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got 5 minutes until again the final race server launches tonight, and we will get back to having another 20-minute race with a 5-minute qualifying for the final race of this evening. Let's see. I say who was the race winner, I just completely forgot. It's
Alfie Beeman.
I'm just gutted
He's not in there.
because I want to talk to him. He's literally doing. He's so dominant tonight. He's been dominant for the whole season. Lovely to get a Q&A with him at some point. Alfie, if you're listening back, get your ass into voice chat so we can drag you down.
Very unexpectedly, hopefully halfway through a sentence.
Yes, please. Let's see.
How about Tim Bob? We never pulled Tim down. Let's talk to Tim.
Timothy, where are you? There you are. Second down. Mr. Tim Bob himself. Good evening. How are you, sir? You're in the comments box with me and Dominic.
Hello, how are you?
Very well, sir. I had a bit of silence there, so I was hoping you would be there.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, interesting race. I can't remember where I finished. It's like 6.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, well, I got into this position where I'm well ahead of my normal place amongst all these fast guys, and I just kept my toe down. I don't know what happened, but it ended well.
Good. There's a lot of battles happening up and down the grid, really, and we did see you get really stuck in, especially in that midfield. But it's always nice when you have a race, you kind of like switch off and you don't realise how well you've done, isn't it? So that must be a good thing for you. That must be a nice feeling.
Yeah, it's you want to listen. Everybody's just so focused. They're not laughing and joking at all.
It just astounds me that these cars are everyone concentrating, everyone's silent in the voice channels in the oNiD Racing Discord, and it's like these cars are little glorified boxes on wheels. It's like,
yeah.
But you get everyone concentrating like silently. It's insane. And you'd think you would have that for, like, open wheelers and like high downforce cars, like fast cars, you know. But it's just insane.
I think when you make slight errors like I do myself, it doesn't really matter as much in this. You can get away with a bit. So you just have to hope that people, you know, like Chris says, go round like a vulture, just circle and circle, hoping people die. So yeah, that seems to happen a lot with these things as well. So the racing's incredibly close, and it is so much fun. And this track's brilliant. The combo is amazing. I'm really pleased that I turned up for this series. It's great.
Good stuff. Well, we will chuck you back up for the second race. The server should be going live any minute now, really.
Third race.
Third race, should I say? Not a second race. I'm wishing my life away. I want another race. This is just too good. But we'll chuck you back up to voice channel. It's a pleasure to have you, Mr. Tim Bob.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Whatever that means. Goodbye. I think.
Possibly till later. I don't know.
He's gone back up to him. No one else is there. That is really sad. They're all just sitting there, either sitting there muted or trying to avoid us. I think they've gotten the memo that we like to drag people down at a moment's notice. They've muted themselves, saying, "No, I don't want to talk. Go away."
Yeah, I think that just falls in line with what Tim was saying. Everybody's in there super serious, just trying to focus and keep the cars pointing in the right direction.
I'll tell you what, let's have one last quick chit chat with someone a bit further down the field, but did provide us with a lot of lovely racing. Matt, it's Aidan and Dominic in the comms box. Are you there, good sir? Hello, Matt.
Hi, yes.
Matt, hello, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Very good. Sorry to drag you down at a moment's notice. We're just trying to fill a bit of a gap before the third race launches on SimRacing.GP. Bit of a low finish for you, but nonetheless, you did get involved with some fantastic battles. How was that race for you?
It was pretty good. I had a little bit of, a bit of a punt, I think, on the third last lap. But overall, the race did go pretty well. I tried to keep a good, consistent pace, and it was working out until that point.
Good stuff. Now, just to satisfy my curiosity, how am I pronouncing your last name?
Olkers.
Olkers. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was right. I was saying it 10 different ways, and I'm probably going to insult you when you listen back to the stream, so I apologise. But
Good.
Olkers. Thank you very much, good sir. Yeah. Your hopes for the last race, a good result for you, perhaps?
Yeah, a top 5 finish would be nice, but yeah, that's going to depend on the strength of the field in this last race. So, yeah, let's see how it goes.
Matt, we'll chuck you back up to the voice channel. It's been a pleasure to have you in the comments box. Good luck for your final race.
Thank you very much.
That was nice. I enjoyed that. As we just, the server is officially launching. We're just waiting for the server to go live and everything go back to the track for the final 5-minute qualifying and 20-minute race of this evening at Barbagallo, G-A-L-L-O, Barbagallo. I need to say that right as well. I don't say a lot of things right, folks, I do apologise. I'm on SimRacing.GP. Dominic, you still with me, my friend?
Yes, I am. Now that you say that, I actually realized I was definitely saying that wrong as well. That's an A, not an E.
Oh my god. That's all you Americans do. You just replace A with E's anyway. It's an American thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, or just try not to pronounce the middle of it. Get like the first and the last syllable and say like, yeah, we did it.
Say water.
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 Aluminium. No, I'm joking.
Oh, that's totally aluminum. I'm gonna have to say aluminum.
That's a low blow, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Don't. Isn't there like a different spelling for it or something?
Yeah.
Or is it the same?
Yeah, because you Americans steal everything and change them. No, oh God, let's not go down that rabbit hole, please. No, for the love of God. We're just waiting. I say I'm just waiting for the server to launch. I'm actually having trouble joining the server, which is very funny. Hopefully, just get the server to launch, and then we can go to the track to see the final few minutes of practice. I say that we have joined the session. Let's go back to the track and watch live pictures, should I say, of the final practice session. Again, wait for everyone to join, and once they do, we go to 5-minute qualifying, where the top 5 from the last race will not qualify and start from the back of the grid.
And it'll be the same 5 from the first race, actually. That'll will not be partaking in the qualifying in this run.
Yeah,
it's pretty ironic, actually.
It's pretty rad, isn't it?
I believe I may have just saw a car exiting over the fence of the track. So I think somebody might have found a really big curb somewhere.
Yes, a big curb and a big jump and a big huzzah.
Possibly. I was kind of confused because I didn't quite saw like out of the corner of my eye, but it was definitely a vehicle.
it was definitely a vehicle with 4 wheels that was not connected to the ground.
And trying to imitate a bird, I believe.
Yeah, and I think what is Zach Silver doing? He's just doing laps of the paddock. He's in the paddock doing laps of the paddock. He's driving around the paddock, having an explore.
Trying to find the trailer.
He's trying to find something. I'm not entirely sure. He's having a bit of fun, I think, in a warm-up session. He's trying to find a jump. Whoa! Yeah.
I think I know who I saw possibly flying.
Dear freaking God, I don't know what to make of this. Yeah, it's crashed my game, guys.
It has done for me as well.
It sent my game into a panic attack, and we were gonna.
I'd be surprised if Zach experienced the same end as that.
Let's. Zach broke my game. God damn it! Dear freaking God.
That's something.
That is very much something indeed. Let's go back to the track, and I believe the server might have just crashed for everyone because there's only 6 drivers on track. 4 drivers, 5 drivers.
Yep. That might not be ideal.
Did Zach just break the server or something? Dear freaking God.
It's looking like people are joining back in.
Yeah, they are. I have a feeling Zach might have just tried to broke the server. Oh dear God.
Yep. When exploring the pits goes wrong.
So he explored the pits, he sent his car flying and glitching through the track, and then decides, you know what, I'm going to break the server and crash the server. Ben22 Racing, Daniel Hearn, All Out Fops. Good evening. Yes, well then, All Out Fops. Indeed, I take it you were caught out by that. Daniel Hearn, go on, Zach, go on. Yeah, let's. He doesn't need any encouragement, really, does he?
No, he does not need further encouragement. He does it all on his lonesome.
He does. Absolutely. And Zach, quite wisely, I think, now decides, you know what, I'm going to go to track and actually drive the car like it should be.
Maybe possibly got a little bit of a warning.
Yes, maybe, for sure. Let's give my co-commentator my screen as well so you can see what I'm streaming. There we go. But yes, silly Zach. Silly Zach. Oh, he finds the ball anyway, because Zach doing Zach things.
He's really good at doing his things.
He is, yes. Very much so. Yeah. Zach just legit broke the server though. I'm still flabbergasted by that.
Yeah, that is quite funny, honestly. The classic finding the hidden jump, or I guess the invisible ramp, because there are a few out there on the modded AC tracks. I do have to say I found some.
Yeah. Right, bear with me a minute. Dear God, I still can't believe that. That's absolutely insane. As we just await for these drivers to finish their practice laps, we're waiting for Nikola Kakis and Ben Asker to come across the line, which they do, and we will proceed to the final 5-minute qualifying session of the evening. Just wait for the session to count down. We will then let the cars take to the track, and we will then see if these guys can set fastest lap time. Again, top 5 drivers from last race, who were the same for the first race as well, ironically, will not set a lap time in this qualifying session. They will start from the back of the grid.
Yeah, what it be? Alfie was into 3rd place after the first lap. There was a little bit of a incident on the first lap, but it'll be interesting to see what he can do this race.
Yeah, I have just had confirmation from our wonderful Mr. Ben Meyer in the voice chat that the game did indeed crash. And you know what? The game has just crashed for me again. And that is very interesting. So we are sadly going to be without a game server for a moment, as we just figure out what is going on, because this might be a little bit terminal.
That doesn't sound very good.
No, it does not. Folks, bear with us. We are experiencing some technical difficulties as we do attempt to rejoin the session. Could just be my internet as well, which is also very plausible. Let's have a look. Right, we are back in the server, and very hopefully the server shan't crash again. He says we're back in the server.
Hopefully we can get through it.
Just wait for OBS to catch up. There we go. Back with live photos. We are here. We are live with Jacob Hine about to lead the way onto the first of the flying laps. Anyway, folks, tech glitches are wonderfully fun. Valmathor Gleaming. Alex on pole. Hopefully he's not sent in the meadows after turn 1. You can all but hope. We'll see what Alex can do, and we will most hopefully see him back up at the top of the field again at some point or another. May not be tonight, but most likely for the future races. He is a very competitive driver. As of right
It
now,
definitely has pace. It just seems that he ends up to being in the wrong place at the wrong time, more than less.
Yeah, it's unlucky timing. More than likely. Oh, that was just practice. Yes, this is now qualifying. So the times that you did see in the practice session were not legit. That was just practice, free practice before we actually got to qualifying. So by all means, cheer him on. But he'll be now setting his qualifying laps as we speak. Who is gonna set a qualifying lap is Mr. Jacob Hine, as we see a car in the background of the rider, Curios. Hine comes across the line a 1:16.9. Curios a 1:17 dead. Lap times will start coming in now. Olka's Chameleon, Nikolai getting up into 4th. There you go, Valmalfor Gaming. That's your Alex Nikolakakis up in 4th. But these guys will get in a second lap. Ben Arskelo is not registering his lap being completed. It's now registering as doing a 1:32, which is very interesting. The same for Adam Eli as well. What's happened there? Might be a bit of a glitch forming, but they are going to go on lap nonetheless. Now Ash Hill getting caught up here behind another car. That's not going to be ideal for him.
Yeah, that is definitely never a good feeling. But he will have to succeed his lap if he does get up close enough, because there is no racing during qualifying. So unless the other person is on an out lap and they give him the position, he shouldn't be flying around him and fighting for it.
Absolutely. Well, Zach Silver does come across the line though, ahead of those two cars. It's good enough for 4th place. What is happening with Adam and Ben Arster, that is, because they are on laps, but they're registering as a 2-minute laps, which is wholly incorrect. Let's see if they cross the line. We'll have enough time to go for another lap. Doesn't register. It might be a bit of a glitch. Oh no, it isn't a glitch. It did register a lap. 1:17.4 for Adam Eli. Ben Arsker indeed does set a time 1:18. Ben Myatt back in the pit lane. That's qualifying done and dusted for him. He will stay in P10. Curios is back in the pit as well, so that will be it for him. The only other people on laps, for now. Jacob High, Nikolakakis. Zach Silver is on a lap. What is Zach doing? He is deciding to try and break the game again. Wonderful. Can we not, Zach? Because I'd rather not have the game crash on us again right at the end of qualifying. Oh dear. He'll be.
Yeah, that would be less than ideal.
He'll probably be getting words with people again as... oh God, where the hell is he going? That's interesting. Okay, we're just going to leave Zach to it. And say, oh, Jacob Hines stopped on track for some reason. What's happened there? Very interesting.
I believe it's the session is done, so
yeah,
standings
done.
are what they are.
Yeah. Well, Ben Arsenal going to come across the line. Will he improve? He doesn't. And Adam Eli behind him again doesn't improve either. The only other person that is out on the track is postponing the whole session is Zach Silver. Never mind. Zach is going to send the server into overdrive again. And yeah. Alex will finish in top 5 this time. Just watch this little D. We will keep an eye on him for sure. And Daniel Hand, yes, I know. Zach doing Zach things. Says Trinket, the TAS, all out fops. Yep, absolutely. Oh, Zach, whatever are we going to do with you? Your starting order for race 3, Alexandra Kyrgios in pole position, followed by Cheyenne Kamalian, Tim Bob in 3rd, Jacob Hind 4th, Ash Hill 5th, Alex Nikolakakis in 6th, Zach Silver 7th, Matt Olkers in 8th, 9th is Adam Eli, 10th is Ben Asker, 11th Ben Myatt, James Leach, P12, P13th will be Martin Thorpe, P14th Johan Kalzak, P15th Alfie Bevan, and P16th will be Sven Gielhuid. Gielhuid? Oh, goodness sake. I can't, names. But we will wait for the 1 minute countdown to finish, and then we will go racing once more. That's an interesting camera view. We're going to use that for the start, that's for sure. As we await the countdown to finish, as we got the very cool camera view on top of the lights. That's quite cool, isn't it, Dominic? Look at that. That's a unique view.
Yes, there's definitely some really cool views on some of these, or track cams, I guess you'd say, on some of these modded tracks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 10 seconds left of the countdown. We'll see the lights turn red. And for the final time tonight, we'll see 1 red light, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all on. And they're out for the final time this evening, race 3 of round 3 here at the Barbagallo for the oNiD Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Leaders get away well as they go down into the turn 1. Everything looks neat so far. A bit of contact in the background, but they all keep it pointing in the right direction as we await to see if anyone else has an incident. There are cars dropping down the order, sadly. Olka's dropping down the order. Sadly down to 14th, but they all get away reasonably well. This is a fantastic camera view. Didn't realise we had this as they go through the 4th corner down to turn 5. Ash Hill, though, I'm going to have a look up the inside. Can he get that move done as we go back to trackside? Yes, he can. And look at that car 5 of Carolean going very wide as well. And dropping down the order and there's a car off in the background that is Carolean off into the grass, as he maybe might have got pushed wide there a little bit, or maybe got his wheels onto the grass, got dragged wide. Does rejoin the track and traffic though, and will drop down the order sadly. Back up front, Curios is now leading the way, followed by Ash Hill, Tim Bob, Leach, then Silver, as these guys are just fighting about 4. They're 4 wide. Jesus, they're 3 wide. Guys, go steady, for the love of God.
It's first lap. You know the winner is decided right now, don't you?
Oh, yeah, like, totally, apparently. As they all sort themselves out on the exit, and there's a slight tap there from Leach on Nikolakakis. As they're going to continue to fight. Everyone else is pretty much staying put for now. No Sotero's a battle in the background though for 8th, 9th and 10th. All three cars going at it. Sven trying to make a move, thinks better of it, but Alfie Beaver though trying to make inroads. That's a very nice move up the inside of turn 5, 6. Up to 8 for Alfie Beaver.
Really close start this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Up ahead though, who's that going for a move up the inside? That's Karolzak looking up the inside of Tim Bob. And that is move done for him. That's Johan Karolzak, fastest lap of the race so far. I know it's only lap 2, but nice little accolade there. Lydia D. Zach has places to be apparently. Martin Zach. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Zach seems to get his car in all kinds of places on the tracks.
Yes. Sadly so, as we see everyone how calming down. I say that. They are still fighting up and down the field. Alfie Beaven is making his way up into 7th now, so was 8th, now into 7th.
It seems to be there's a nose-to-tail train of cars from about 3rd back to 9th.
Yeah, that figures up ahead. Karolzak's going to have a look up the inside of the final turn. I think he's got a run alongside with Leach, and I think Leach realises that he's going to have the better. He has the better of him and lets him have the place perhaps, but he's going to tuck back into the slipstream and starts defending immediately from the car behind. Doesn't really need to. And,
I believe it was Leach.
Yeah, Leach trying to get back to position, but look at this though, Beaven. Alfie Beaven making up inroads on these guys. Will jump on board. Alfie's in a bit of a sandwich at the minute, and there's contact! That's Leach going round, saving it and recovering. That's P6 though for Alfie Beaven.
Yeah, I think everybody just kind of accordioned up a little more than Alfie was expecting there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a car going very slidey in front of Leach. That's Tim Bob.
Yeah, I think Tim Bob was going for the Fast and the Furious slide pass.
I thought better of it as we go to the right camera view. There we go. And in the background though, is that Thorpe going on Adam? It is. Good move there by Martin Thorpe. With a quarter of an hour to go.
It appears that Adam is also driving with his headlights on.
Oh! 3-0 battle for P2, 3 and 4. Silver completely losing out there, loses 2 places and gets dropped down to 4th. It went 3 wide through the apex, and there's contact, there's massive contact, and that is Johan Karolzak off into the grass.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened there. That was kind of a odd incident.
That looked very rumpy bumpy there.
Definitely has it all to do now though, with only 14 minutes left and sitting all the way at the back of the pack.
And look at this, Nikola Kakis leading the best of the rest at the minute. 4 cars lined to stern for the podium positions, and this hasn't finished here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Silver recovering from losing out 2 positions, now finds him back up into 2nd. Up to the inside though is Alfie Beaven. Capitalising from this battle, he's going to go up try to get the inside of Nikola Kakis. Gets that move done and slots himself in, and he's going to go up the inside of Zach Silver while there's contact between Sven and Nikola Kakis in the background.
That was a very exciting first turn there.
That was indeed, and look at this, Axel was trying to get back at Alfie as well. Thinks better of it. It's not the place to make a move at Zach, and you should know that, but this is Zach we're talking about. As Sven, and look at this, Sven's got a run on Zach though into turn 6, shall I say. But is Zach going to get the cut back? I think Zach's going to get the cut back up the inside. Has to take a lot of curb and avoiding action. And gets that place. Oh, that's a bit of a shove though. And Sven's now going to drop down the order.
And Leach is right there as well too. He was tucked in right behind Nikolakakis. So it's the, what is it, a 4-way, 5-way car battle?
It's just about a 3 or 4-way car battle there for, oh dear lord, they have to take avoiding action. As Leach gets such a better run over Nikolakakis. And there's that Thengel and Sven in the background to make it 3 wide, and he thinks better of it, and they bang doors big time. Nikolakakis sadly goes wide, drops to 6th because of that contact.
Yeah,
Oi, oi.
Nikolakakis has not had the best go of it as these guys have been making their way around him. Seems like keeps getting doored offline here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what to think anymore. We've had racing up and down the field, and my mind is just absolutely overloaded with this fantastic battling we've had from mainly everyone up and down the field, really.
It seems like each time these guys get real close together, somebody else draws in on the back of them, because now Thorpe is right up there, only 0.7 behind Nikolakakis, so
And
almost.
Yeah, absolutely. And the battle here for P3, Silver defending from Sven. Sven might have to run up into the inside of turn 1. New fastest start for Alfie Bevan, who is absolutely flying away. 114.9. And that's Sven spinning in the first turn. Saves it big time. Nikolakakis also gets in a bit of a spin there. Trying to take avoiding action. Oh, dear lord. Oh, I don't know what to think. Oh my god.
Thorpe is right there now.
Yeah, he is absolutely. Thorpe's right in this battle for 7th, 6th and 5th. Yeah. Freaking god. Right, oh, Silver's fighting away with Sven. Sven's lost the position, but he's going to get the cut back through turn 6. Just. And gets a run up into the final turn. In the background, Nikolakakis having to defend from Thorpe. And sadly concedes it, but gets on the brakes a little bit earlier. Might trying to get the cut back and get the run up in turn 1. He loves that move, doesn't he, getting that cut back and a run? He's going to be alongside.
Yeah, he was right there too, right on that right rear of his.
They both give each other space though as they go into turn 1. Nikolakakis still has the inside, but that will become the outside for the next corner. If he can keep it there, because the inside, but not a big enough kind of overlap on the inside to get anything done. They're pretty much flat through there until they hit the braking zone for this left-hander. He has to yield, and there's a bit of bumper love there between the two.
Yeah, I think Thorpe might have got a little loose and just kind of lost that forward momentum, and Nikolakakis just ran right into the back of him. Not hard, but definitely unintentional. Oh no! As I say that, Nikolakakis is getting a little bit sideways.
That's Olkers and Bob fighting on our screens at the minute as they go through turn 6. But yeah, Alka's getting very slidey there indeed. We'll jump back up to the top battle in a second. We'll just keep an eye on what these guys are doing. As don't quite know what happened there. Both cars went very slow through the corner. Look at that, Tim Bob. Is that Tim Bob? No, that's Ash Hill capitalising.
Yep.
He's going to dive up to the inside. He's not going to quite make that work. Gives the car ahead a little bit of a love tap. Oh, takes a lot of, that's dangerous to do through there. You don't want to send the car flying because the curbs will randomly make your car go airborne through that corner if you're not careful. But Hill pushing onwards, challenging Olkers now for P8. So go down into turn 6. We'll have a look up the inside. Olkers tries to cover it off, but leaves a gap and ends up drifting wide anyway. And they're going to go 3 wide down the back straight, dear God. Guys, like, sort it out before the corner for the love of God, please. As they go 3 wide down the back straight, they're all going to get on the brakes pretty much at the same time. They still 3 wide, and then they figure out who's going to go first through the corner. And for now, Nikola Kakis gets a better... Tim Bob gets a better of them. And then Olkers makes the move into turn 1 on Hill. Up ahead, Nikola Kakis and Zach Silver going at it. We always love to see a Zach Silver battle whilst they go through this middle sector. In the background there, you just saw a glimpse of it. Bob and Hill and Olkers going back at it again. We'll stick with this battle as we see Nikola Kakis. On the inside goes Zach Silver, but will Nikola Kakis get the undercut? He will. Zach tries to cover it off as best he can, but they're alongside and they're bumping like they're at the fairground.
Yeah, that was definitely Zach trying to get him down to the line, but I feel that was a little excessive.
Just a little bit. Nonetheless, Nikola Kakis does get the inside line. Zach gets the cut back to get on the inside for turn 1. Ooh, massive slide. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. Sometimes by sliding these cars, you actually get a bit of pace going through the corners. So counterintuitive.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he was able to kind of drive up underneath Zach there with that.
Absolutely, and he's going to try and send it around the outside of turn 5 as they go down the hill into turn 6. Nikola Kakis will get it up the inside for turn 6. Zach Silver potentially yields a little bit trying to find the cutback, but the corner is actually covered off pretty well by Nikola Kakis and parks it on the apex pretty much. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is heating up. Alfie Bevan 0.7 of a second behind Kyrgios. As we will stick with this battle, it's actually quite entertaining. These guys trading places, and Asher and Tim Bob look to be just doing the same in the background as well.
Yeah, it'd be cool if there was a way to try and figure out how many passes there were completed. Because I feel like there's been more back and forth passing at this track than the 2 previous tracks we ran.
No, absolutely. I'll have to probably get my little counter out and probably watch the stream back. In the background, Olkers and Karolzak making moves on each other in the midfield. Karolzak's going to have a look around the outside though for P9, but thinks better of it. Again, Nikola Kakis and Silver trading places as well. They're going to go side by side through turn 5. We'll join them in the middle of the battle. They're going to go side by side for turn 6. Who's going to get the better of one another? Zach up the inside. Look at Kakis though.
That was
car placement.
Really good move. Wow, that was
Look
amazing.
at that. Sweeps back up the inside. Places the car really well there. Does Nikola Kakis.
I was like, look at that. And he's driving away from me. And that was really good cutback.
This is the tracker cutback, so I do think Zach Silver's going to have a look up the inside. Thinks better of it. Gets on the brakes and stays put for now. Oh, it's a change for the lead. Bevan. Apologies. Fighting alongside Kyrgios. Kyrgios is able to hold him off for now. Just over 3 minutes left, and Bevan could make this 2 out of 3 tonight. If he does, it'll be such a dominant performance. Beautiful racing indeed, Daniel Hearn. It was between Silva and Nikolakakis. Fantastic technical and thoughtful racing between the two. And this, Alfie Bevan taking a leaf out of Nikolakakis' book, goes wide into the turn, gets a better run out of it, and manages to get alongside for the back straight. They are they're exactly
that
side by
line
side.
Looks really good.
They are exactly side by side. It's insane. Oh, they're going to get on the brakes at the same time. Inside line for Alfie. They're both going to run wide. Curious potentially doing so to take avoiding action and to avoid a collision. That is fair play.
Yep, there's definitely a little contact on the braking zone there.
They're still going to be side by side into the first turn. I think Alfie Beaver's got it though. He has indeed.
You do have to tip your hat to Curious, though. We are at a minute 50 left, and he was able to hold that lead. I think that's just about the longest I think I've seen since it took Alfie to get through the pack now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Alfie Beaver's going to charge away with a race lead, but Curious will have to now defend from Sven for one final lap. Nikolakakis, though, sadly, has lost 2 positions. Matt Olkers also dropping down the order. What's happened there?
Oh, that was such a good battle.
We were robbed of a battle. Meanwhile, P2 and P3 will now commence battle for one more lap. We will go on to the final lap. This will be everything for these guys. Last lap. Lap 15, the lead has just started. Sven for now gets ahead of Kyrgios. Can Kyrgios respond? He can. He will place his car on the inside. A light bit of contact between the two. Nothing major. Just fair, hard racing. They're both going to continue into the second sector of the track. It's a very short lap, so they are going to pass the intermediate time about now into the second sector as they go through up into turn 6. Sven at this point has the better pace, but can Kyrgios do a wide line? No, he's not. He's just going to go send it immediately. Sven's going to go to the inside and get the cutback. Karolzak's dropping down the order, so is Hill. That's massive contact in the midfield. Massive incident now being reported to the stewards, no doubt. We'll stick with this battle for second and third because this is not over. Alfie Bevan will come across the line for race win. We will pay all eyes on Sven and Andre. Sven goes up the inside of the final turn. Can Kyrgios get the cutback? There's a light tap on the bumper. It's going to go side by side to the line. Who's going to get it for P2 and P3? I think Kyrgios will just pip Sven to P2 and P3.
We haven't had a race tonight without a race to the line. And we're definitely going to have one for about 8th position here.
Let's have a look. Indeed, yeah, I think they're going to sort themselves out before they get to the line. Indeed they are. Not much between them, but Jesus Christ. What an evening.
And look at that. Nikolakakis actually made his way back up to 7th, so he did regain those 2 positions. He didn't end up beating Zach, but he was able to get back behind him.
Absolutely, he did indeed. We're waiting for the last couple of drivers to come across the line. Ben Myatt comes across and finishes, and then Ben Arston will come across the line for the final time tonight. And that is that.
Another great race. Some more close racing. Couldn't ask for more, huh?
I need brain compute. Wow, oh
Just
wow.
need a moment to breathe.
Yeah. Absolutely. Whew. I doubt. Ay. absolutely incredible, insane race from everyone tonight. Edge of your seat stuff, nail-biting action.
Yeah, that was a really good. Sorry about that. My dog kind of interrupted me, but it was really good racing, top to bottom of the field for sure. And especially there in the mid pack, Alex and Zach were going at it back and forth.
Absolutely. Well, we can't get our first position driver into the comments box. We can do is get the next best person. So we grab down Alexander Kurios to see what he says about that amazing performance.
Yeah, most definitely.
Alexander, it's Aidan and Dominic in the comments box. Are you there, sir?
Hi there.
How you doing?
I am sweaty. I'm a sweaty man.
You're a sweaty man. That was a fantastic defence against you, and sadly got past you about 3 minutes ago. But what a wonderful defence, and apart from that, a very dominating performance to maintain the lead for the majority of the race.
I hope that on stream or maybe next week you can just put the Jules theme in the background while it's catching up, because that's what I felt looking at the mirrors.
I am not surprised. I think if Alfie Beaven was behind me racing, I was leading, I would be definitely let's say creating skid marks that weren't of the tyres. So apart from that, a good race for you, P2. Has it been overall for the whole 3 races? It's been pretty good for you. What were your thoughts this week? You had some good battles as well. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, this week was pretty fun. A lot of battles around. Not too much drama. So yeah, it was pretty fun all around. Nice for the championship as well.
Good stuff. Next week we are at Avis DTM.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, that's straight line and lots of heavy braking, which these cars are. No, braking not so much, but straight line, all right.
It's the kind of place where starting from the pits is probably a good option.
Sadly, that option is not available. We as much as many drivers I think would appreciate that. But were you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it should be fun. Avis is usually pretty fun, and in these cars, anything really is fun. So yeah, it should be good stuff.
Amazing stuff. We'll drag you back up to the voice channel where everyone else is, and we'll say thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, have a wonderful week.
Cheers. Thank you. See you next week.
That was a good second place for him there. That was a very honourable defence of the lead when Alfie Beaven came knocking.
Yeah, he was definitely able to hold on to that position for a majority of the race, and I think next time he'll just be hoping that that clock goes about a minute and a half faster now.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. I don't think anyone else is available. We've spoken to Johan, we've spoken to Ben Timbarb and Nicola Kakis as well. So I think on that note, folks, sadly, we will close off the stream. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all. It's been a pleasure to bring you this oNiD Racing Mini Cooper Cup race here at races at Barbagallo at Avis DTM next week. Lots of straight lines, lots of braking, and lots of tight turns. Oh, we'd love to hear from cars that are basically tin boxes on wheels. Isn't that right, Dominic?
Yeah, next week should definitely be pretty interesting. I mean, these cars obviously are not very quick in a straight line, but they are all the same cars, so the racing should be very, very close, and it'll come down to those braking zones, I feel like.
Absolutely. Well, Dominic, until next week, it's been a pleasure. Guys, in the world of YouTube, it's also been a pleasure to stream for you tonight as well. This is Aidan signing off from tonight's stream. Alongside here is Dominic. Anything else you'd like to say to our wonderful viewers before we go, Dominic?
Thanks for joining in, and hope to see you guys next week at Avis.
Couldn't say that myself. Good night, guys. Take care.